It is now my distinct pleasure to kick off our celebration with our first award, our Business Leader of the Year. The Business Leader of the Year award celebrates a leader who demonstrates exceptional business practices, entrepreneurial achievement, community leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen as we celebrate our Business Leader of the Year, Marian deWever of Home&Company.
Who is Marian to you?
Marian is my partner, my friend, my love, and my wing twin.
Marian is not just my broker of record. She's a mentor, a cheerleader, and someone who makes you feel seen and supported both professionally and personally.
Well, Marian deWever, first of all, is a good friend. Marian has been someone in this community that you see at absolutely every event. Doesn't matter where you go, there's Marian and often her team from Home&Company. They're serving the community in lots of different ways and just making a huge difference. So she's somebody that shows up.
Marian to me is a colleague, a mentor, and a friend. And she's been all of those since I first met her back in 1990.
Well, Marian is my mother. She's also my boss, and I'd also say that she's my role model.
Marian to me is my boss lady. Yeah, she's head of our brokerage, and yeah, just an amazing leader.
Marian and I often joke about being the other half of each other's brains. We have worked closely together for almost 20 years, but most recently, professionally, she's my boss. But more importantly though, since we met, she's been a friend and someone that I have shared countless belly laughs with, and also genuine tears and everything in between. She's the mare to my care, although tonight I will concede I'm the care to her mare.
If you had to describe Marian's leadership in one word, what would it be and why?
The word that comes to mind is kindness and compassion. Even talking with her at events, she just exudes this energy that is so warm and kind, and you want to approach her and just be in her space.
For me, it's strong. I think she's very strong in her leadership and her sense of direction and the advice and support that she gives her team.
A fantastic role model. Marian exudes professionalism. She's on top of everything. She's precise. Her clients love her. She's very, very good at her job. The nice thing about Marian is that she does this all the time. She's professional all the time, and she works hard. When we see that she's doing what she's doing as well as she's doing, and her clients are happy, that is what makes her business as successful as it is, and the brokerage as successful as it is. So I'm just going to read a quote, if I may. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And that's by John C. Maxwell. And that's Marian to a T.
What's a moment you remember where Marian really stepped up or made you laugh?
Almost every time I walk into the office and I come around the corner and she's at her desk and you can see her smiling face, quick little banter, talk about something that's been going on, and it's a very much a daily event.
There's always lots of laughter, but I'm going to say stepped up is something that she's constantly doing. With a team like ours with complex transactions and lots of unusual things happening in the market, she's constantly available to help us through all of these moving parts along the way.
I have two funny stories, but I cannot disclose either one of them.
What's one thing that you've learned from Marian that you'll carry forward in your career?
The biggest thing that I've learned watching Marian is that she's there, right? She's steady. She's always present. She's ready to go, and she gives her time freely to the community in so many different ways. And so I'm just grateful for people that show up.
That's a loaded question because there's a lot. She mentored me and she took me under her wing and she trained me. So I owe a lot of my success to her, and I've never forgotten that. And so I'm forever grateful for her for that. And yeah, if I'm a bad agent, it's really her fault now.
As I've grown my own business, having known Marian for my entire life, I do find myself saying, like, what would Marian do in this instance? You know, this powerful woman that's leading in our community, how do I find a way to be like her? And when I am making decisions in my business, she is sometimes that voice in my head.
Anything else to add?
I feel very lucky to have been along for the second half of Marian's professional journey. It's been a ride. It's easy to be motivated and content when things are going well, but I've also seen how she handles the lows and gets back up better every single time. It's really inspiring to see someone so committed to their passion and vision that they build a company from the ground up to support it. This award to me feels like it was a foregone conclusion at some point. From my half of our brain to yours, Mayor, congratulations and enjoy.
Congratulations, Marian.
Congratulations to you, Marian. Well done.
Congratulations. Sorry we won't be here.
She earned it.
Congratulations, Marian. Very well deserved. Thank you for all of the support along the way.
This award couldn't be more deserved. Congratulations.
She deserves this. She's worked so hard. She truly deserves it.
Congratulations, Marian, because you deserve this award so much, and I'm so proud of you and so proud to have worked with you for all these years. So congratulations.
And cut.
Wow, what a great video. Marian, the profound impact you've had in the community through your entrepreneurial spirit, philanthropy, and volunteerism is admired. What a deserving recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our 2025 Business Leader of the Year, Marian deWever.
Thank you. Holy smokes, y'all. What am I supposed to do after that? Holy cow. I'm just going to take a deep breath for a second and tuck my Kleenex someplace. All right, here we go. Honored guests, members of the Stratford and District Chamber of Commerce, members of the Stratford business community, and fellow nominees. To say I am honored to be here tonight would be an understatement. Last spring, Shannon Stewart stopped by my office. We often chatted about chamber things, so when she sat down and told me I had been selected as this year's business leader, I did what any strong leader would do. I burst into tears. I was stunned. This was never on my radar. I am incredibly grateful for this recognition and, in all honesty, completely overwhelmed. And then you throw that up there, like, holy smokes. You see, I have a bit of a history with these awards. Years ago, I chaired the Judging and Nomination Committee and read countless submissions from impressive businesses. I never imagined my own company, let alone myself, would be considered of that caliber. So this truly means a great deal. Once the shock wore off, panic set in. I had to give a speech. I thought of the remarkable people who'd stood here before me. Jeff Orr, Tim McDonald, Joni Gerber, John Kastner, Don McDougall. He started the Blue Jays. What do I know about hockey? I remembered sitting through their addresses, listening for the remarkable wisdom they'd share. What kind of remarkable could I offer? Then I thought of last year's address from Breen Bentley, full of colorful stories, including stories of paper bags full of cash, and thought, okay, maybe I can do this. I come from humble beginnings, a first-generation Canadian born of Dutch parents who knew the value of hard work and community. In our world, if something needed doing, you did it. Volunteering wasn't optional. It was how you built your circle, your support system, and your community. That's where I learned that being part of something bigger than yourself is what makes life meaningful. Post-secondary, I headed to Toronto for school, fully convinced that I would never come back here. I loved big city life and worked in the travel and hospitality world, including working for Via Rail and Four Seasons Hotels, a company that was and still is the gold standard for customer service. That's where I learned that exceptional service isn't about fancy surroundings. It's about attention to detail, anticipating needs, and treating people well. That lesson shaped everything that came next. Fast forward to the late 80s, Rob, a born and bred Torontonian, and I got caught up in a housing frenzy, and the only thing that we could afford was a wee cottage north of Uxbridge. That came with a 90-minute commute and a 12.5% mortgage rate. We never saw the house in daylight hours except on weekends, but we thought we were kings. We owned a home. Looking back, this was our first real estate adventure, and we were hilariously naive. We didn't know what we didn't know. Then on a March break visit home, I picked up the Beacon Herald and exclaimed, "You can buy a house here for $100,000. And so we did the very next day. Unfortunately, that second real estate experience wasn't much better than the first. We had a house to sell north of Toronto, but somehow that barely came up. And once our offer was accepted, we barely heard from our realtor again. It was the opposite of Four Seasons style service. That experience lit a spark, a curiosity about why one of the biggest financial and emotional transactions in someone's life should be handled with more care and professionalism. We moved, and I took a sales job with a hotel chain in KW. But I knew that wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in Stratford. So, why not sell real estate, I thought. That will be fun, I thought. I quit my stable, full-time, benefit-covered job and enrolled in the real estate course. To make ends meet, I waitressed at Bentley's. Breen was a great boss, and I met new people, reconnected with old friends, and even helped open the new Bentley's in 1990. When I finished the course, I started my career with the legendary Peter Hiller. And I learned quickly that my fancy suits, big city confidence, and sales training were no match for the top Stratford realtors because they had connections, they knew people, and they were known. Real estate was hard, really hard, but I didn't know any different. One foot in front of the other, I joined boards, groups, and committees, both in Stratford and across the broader real estate community. I built relationships, and slowly, people trusted me to help them buy and sell homes. In doing that, I didn't just build a career, we built a life here. The year I turned 50 was a crossroads in my real estate career. Something had shifted in my enthusiasm. I was disheartened by the complacency and unprofessionalism I felt creeping into the business. I wasn't ready to retire. Emma and McLean were grown, and I was craving worthwhile work. So I looked inward for a solution. The idea of Home&Company started innocently enough, over coffee chats and a few laughs with Julie Dingman, Karen Menzie, and Susan Fox. We joked about taking over the real estate world. But then the question lingered, what if? What if we brought together a dynamic group of like-minded, proven professional realtors who delivered an exceptional, consistent client experience? What if, instead of competing, those realtors collaborated, sharing experience, skill, and style to create something remarkable? What if we focused hyper-locally, gave back to the community, and built a small, non-franchise, female-led boutique brokerage that raised the bar? We believed we could do and be better, and that we could be proud of the work we did and of our profession. So with Rob's support, I decided to move forward, bit by bit, one step at a time, until something stopped me. And in late November 2013, something did. Karen and I got fired. Tossed to the curb, actually. That story won't fit into this 15 minutes, but it did return us to humble beginnings. We picked ourselves up, dusted ourselves off, and got to work in my basement. One of my first steps was to go see Gary Lobsinger at the Chamber to ask if the BEA reception sponsorship was available. It was a huge financial leap, but I knew it would give us credibility. Susan Fox and Janet Lang joined shortly after, and in January, the four of us proudly showed up, homemade name tags and all, to volunteer at Soups On. We were officially on the map. Home&Company was born. Our growth was steady. We overcame being called a bunch of skirts. We stayed true to our mission, were innovative in our marketing, and built a culture of collaboration and connection. Our turquoise couch even became a bit of a video celebrity. We started to hear, you guys are everywhere. We welcomed incredible members to our team. Rob from accounting finally had more pants in the office. We won BEA awards in 2016 and 2021 and navigated challenges. When the Bradshaw building was sold and renovations forced us to move out in 2017, we were told we'd likely be out for 6 weeks. It turned into 22 months. We moved back in December 19, only to close again 3 months later when COVID hit. And still, we kept going. In 2024, our brokerage of 12 realtors achieved the largest market share by sales volume in Stratford. Thank you. And while that is impressive, the real success of Home&Company is measured in referrals, reviews, and lifelong relationships. And for that, we are endlessly grateful. So that brings me to today. That's my story, but what is my remarkable? Home&Company was born out of my search for worthwhile work. That was my why. I wanted to do better, and that was important because I wanted to be proud of the work I did and of my profession. Over the years, I learned that success is built with intention, integrity, and about 1,000 lessons learned the hard way. Inspired by Simon Sinek's Start With Why, I began to think about our how. How do we, Home&Company, how we sustain success over time? This list is what I call our how. It's not theory, it's lived experiences. These are the principles that have guided me, shaped our brand, and frankly, kept me sane. Number 1, trust yourself. Don't dig up in doubt what you have planted in faith. It's easy to second-guess yourself, especially when voices around you offer unsolicited advice. But remember, you know your business, your market, and your people better than anyone else. When your gut and values are aligned, trust that. Confidence is contagious. Number 2, know your stuff. Know how to drive your own boat. I may not be as quick, and it may not always be as pretty, but you should know how every part of your business works. Your team gains confidence when they know you can roll up your sleeves and get in the trenches with them. You have to be the how-to go-to. Credibility doesn't come from a title, it comes from competence. Number 3, lead by example. The buck stops with me. I may not have control of everything, but I am ultimately responsible for everything. If something happens, it's up to me to ask what should have been done differently and own it. Leadership is about accountability. If I want my team to represent our brand with excellence, I have to model it consistently, visibly, and without excuses. Number 4, always collaborate. Grow together or grow apart. What is best for you is always what is best for your team. Sometimes it is easier to make a decision or deal with a situation to satisfy yourself, but the long-term benefit of your team should always be the top priority. It is so important to stand behind your team and not in front of them. Give them the opportunity to grow and shine. Number 5, connection is currency. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. In real estate, that's everything. Our reputation matters, but our relationships matter more. When people see us as genuine, kind, respectful, and reliable, they remember that when they need a realtor. In a small town, every interaction counts. You never know where your next opportunity is going to come from. Number 6, be relentlessly steadfast about your brand. Your brand is more than a logo or slogan, or in our case, a couch and a color. It's how people have come to know us as us. Every single thing you do should reinforce it. Your marketing, your team, your tone, your presence in the community. Clarity and consistency are everything, and your team must have a complete buy-in and understand the value of this. Number 7, strategy before action. Take your time. Work smarter, not harder. Think long term, not just get it done. It's tempting to react in the moment, especially in a fast-paced business. But taking time to pause, reflect, create a plan, system, or policy that prevents the same problem tomorrow is far more efficient in the long run. Number 8, focus on actions, not just results. It's not that we are not results driven, we are, and our results speak fluently for themselves. But the truth is, you can't always control outcomes, especially when things get difficult. What you can control is what you do and where and how you choose to invest your time and energy. Trust the process, stay consistent, and the results will take care of themselves. Number 9, never become complacent. Complacency is quiet, but it kills. I've seen it happen. Taking your success, your people, or your position for granted is toxic. Be a lifelong learner, curious, humble, and always striving to improve. Good enough never is. Remember, your competition is watching, but more importantly, so is your team. Number 10, with success comes responsibility. A quote from McDonald's founder Ray Kroc has always resonated with me. We have an obligation to give something back to the community that gives so much to us. We take that seriously and literally. Our visibility and involvement in the community are not marketing strategies. They are a reflection of our core values. Giving back is part of the cycle of success. When our business strengthens the community, that community in turn strengthens our business. It's a cornerstone of our brand. At the end of the day, it's the how that makes the difference. It's what separates good intentions from real results. And that's where the true measure of being remarkable lies. Not in accolades or awards, but in the quiet, consistent choices we make, the dedication, the care, the integrity we bring to our work and our community. There's nothing particularly remarkable about me. What's remarkable is that any one of us could follow these choices and find ourselves standing in a moment like this, entrusted with responsibility, lifted by community, and humbled by trust. I did not get here by myself. My family, Rob, Emma, Nadia, and McLean, who has just joined us at Home&Company, thank you for your love, your patience, and your unwavering support. To the team, Karen, Susan, Julie, Janet, Ella, June, Tony, Brad, Tong, Jared, Julian, Aaron, and Shane, thank you for your dedication to our clients, for your hard work, for your enthusiastic commitment to all things Home&Company. You are the heart of what we've built. Maybe that's the real takeaway tonight, that being remarkable isn't about standing apart, but it's about standing together. So here I am, everyone is here, and I couldn't be more proud. Thank you.